everybody. My name is 𝗵𝗃𝗺, commentator for the Israel Elite Hockey League. And before we get tonight's matchup going between the Jerusalem Capitals and the Haifa Mariners, just a little throwback to last season's game, gold medal game, between Tel Aviv and Boulogne.
Aviv is pressuring, makes his move, tries to come across the middle. Oh, lost control. 𝗂𝗃𝗍𝗇 trying to get in front there, create some space. Goes again, trying to make his move. Cleared away. And Blake got a fast break. Where is he? Backhand. Oh! Almost scored a backhand. Saved by Kreiner. Little help from his teammate there, but that was almost the goal to end all goals as Janello tries to make his move and is picked. And now we have Boulogne now countering on their right wing. Just a little move, quick shot, saved by Kreiner, and cleared by Tel Aviv. 𝗕𝗏𝗺 way out of his goal, clears it across. And finds man up. Oh! Thought he was going to be able to make a move. Oh, here we go. Janello could end it. And Janello ends it. Janello ends it. Goal! Janello, hero of the night.
Normally, ice hockey leagues start in the fall, as the weather gets colder and the sweaters the players put on every night become necessary. Normally, hockey is an American and Northern European sport, unbeknown to Asia and the Middle East. Normally, hockey players use their summers to train for the upcoming professional season. But this is Israel, and Israel is anything but normal. It's May 31st, 2022, the first day of 𝗬𝗏 𝗵𝗃𝗍𝗵. We're minutes away from kicking off one of the most exciting summer hockey leagues in the world. The weather's getting warmer, and unlike the Canadian ponds, lakes, and rivers in October, the Mediterranean Sea is only getting warmer. The players are from all over the world, including right here in Israel. They're here not just because they love this sport, but because they love this country. This league is special. The players you're about to watch chose to spend their summer growing hockey in the desert. It's the same attitude this country's founding fathers had over 70 years ago. They left the four corners of the world to a land that had nothing, and they made the desert bloom and built a thriving society. Speak to one of the league's commissioners, and they'll tell you how much they believe in this vision. Last year was an incredible success, with HC Tel Aviv taking home the championship on a sheet of ice that was barely suitable for 4-on-4. Now we're in One Ice Arena, a brand new Olympic-sized facility in the heart of Israel. Hockey is on the upswing here, driven both by American immigrants and Israelis who stumbled upon this crazy game. So these next 4 or so weeks, let's cheer these hockey trailblazers on. They're here to put on an unbelievable show, and I have every bit of confidence they'll deliver. Welcome to the Israel Elite Hockey League.
Tonight's IEHL broadcast is brought to you by 𝗵𝗃 FPV drone video, 𝗵𝗃𝗃𝗍's skate sharpening, Hockey Central Shop in Krefeld, Germany, Transport Region, Canada's finest moving company for over 20 years, and 𝗃𝗁𝗃 photography store in Tel Aviv.
Good evening and welcome to One Ice Arena for tonight's edition of the Israel Elite Hockey League. Tonight we've got the Jerusalem Capitals taking on the Haifa Mariners, and Haifa still looking for their first win of the season. Tonight they're without goaltender 𝗬𝗃 injured last night. He's with a knee injury, and Justin 𝗵𝗃, the forward for Jerusalem, coming into play. Emergency goalie tonight for Haifa. But a good matchup on our hands. Ritchie Hayward, my broadcast partner. Tonight, I'm Ben Baruch. Ritchie, your thoughts on tonight's matchup?
Well, first, thanks for having me. I'm glad to be up here. I think we're going to have a thrilling matchup tonight. Jerusalem played strong. They're coming off a win against Tel Aviv. Haifa's still looking for their first win of the season. I think we're in for a good one tonight.
You're absolutely right. Jerusalem 1-2 so far in the season in 3 games played. And like you said, Haifa still looking for that first win of the season. And for Jerusalem, we're going to see if 𝗪𝗪𝗪 can stay hot. He had a couple goals against Tel Aviv their last time out. We'll see if he can continue to light the lamp for the Jerusalem Capitals.
Yeah, he's been a difference maker ever since he's come in. He's probably the Connor McDavid to Jerusalem. They are always looking to get the puck on his stick, and he always makes something happen on the offensive end of the ice. And he'll get back on defense. He's the best two-way player on their team. They rely on him a lot. It'll be fun to watch him play once again.
You know, coaches probably love having a player come back 200 feet, especially when he's so flashy and making all those moves in the offensive end. So great 200-foot player, like you said. 𝗪𝗪𝗪, arguably the best player to come out of this country. As we get set for the opening face-off between Jerusalem and Haifa, and you mentioned before this broadcast, Haifa looking a little bit light tonight. Not so many players on their bench. We mentioned 𝗬𝗃 out, but we don't necessarily have full rosters, but it does look like a light bench from up here for Haifa.
Yeah, they'll definitely be relying on Tucker Falk and Jeremy Gross for their offense. It'll be a lot of long shifts, a lot of heavy legs. We might see a lot of whistles that they try to keep the pace down, but I know they're ready to battle, and this will be a good one tonight.
Referees sorting some things out along both teams' benches. The referee sends skates now to center ice, and it looks like we're about to get things going. Second week of the IEHL season. We thank you for joining us here on a Wednesday night. And we are off and running. Haifa, the first possession of the night. It comes to Nathaniel Schwartz, and he sends it up ahead from 𝗪𝘁. Turned away by 𝗵𝗂𝗺𝗵𝗺. And then onto the stick of 𝗕𝗵𝗺𝗲𝗺. He sends 𝗵𝗵𝗃 on his way into the offensive zone, cut off by 𝗵𝗃𝗺. And now Haifa will look to counter. Here's 𝗪𝘁 the other way quickly for the Mariners. Fan on that pass. He'll end up getting it in. Wide of the goaltender, 𝗂𝗏𝗏 𝗏𝗏. Who picked up his first win on Sunday against Tel Aviv. Had a beautiful save in that game. Rich, you were on the call for that one.
Yeah, I'll mention it again. The high to low plays are the toughest for goaltenders because it's hard to get their shoulder turned or their head turned over their shoulder and come out to it, especially when they're not looking at where the pass is going. But 𝗏𝗏 has been playing very well all season, reading plays, being able to get where the puck's going and being able to stop. I think we'll see more of that tonight.
There's a shot from 𝗀𝗏𝗏 going wide of 𝗂𝗏𝗏 𝗏𝗏. Comes all the way out to the neutral zone where 𝗵𝗃𝗃𝗃 will pick this one up. 𝗵𝗃𝗃 left side up ahead for Schwartz. Playing up on offense. He'll get that in, look to go off for a change. 𝗵𝗃𝗃𝗃 punches it right back in. Jerusalem forced to come nearly 200 feet. There's 𝗕𝗵𝘂𝗀𝗆 playing defense, getting it up ahead for Yuval Halpert. He gets it in deep. Tyrone takes it the other way for the Mariners. Here's Jeremy Gross. Chips one around Greenberg, and now he's in 2-on-1. Gross in front for 𝗵𝗃𝗃𝗃, and he couldn't handle it on his backhand. Siegel behind the net. Picked off by Schnetzer. Halpert in to help him. But good pressure by Haifa. Shot by Gross off the turnaround. Patted aside by 𝗏𝗏. Now it's cleared out of the zone by Vitaly Schwartzman. Collected by 𝗵𝗃𝗃𝗃 at center ice. And he sends Gross in for it. Gross gets around the defenseman. Michel has to pick that puck up in the corner though. Gross turning with it. Comes out to Sisterman. Sisterman threw one on goal, and a save is made by 𝗏𝗏. Good early pressure from Haifa. Getting a couple of shots in there. We see Jeremy Gross on your screen, able to chip the puck around the defenseman, and he just couldn't pick it up on the other side. Face-off controlled by Jerusalem, and it now comes to Neta Halpert. He gets that to center ice where it's controlled by Schwartz. He'll dump that one back in where 𝗵𝗃𝗃 will handle it. 𝗵𝗃𝗃 for Jerusalem. Turns it over. Parasol in the slot. Shot one over the post. And now, I believe that's Jacob Saunders going hard into the post, and we'll have a face-off. Important that Jerusalem get those clear, as that time a failed attempt, and a good chance there for Haifa.
And credit to Haifa on that forward check. They made Jerusalem make that mistake, and they had a golden opportunity in the slot, just couldn't convert.
Jerusalem comes in to take the puck away, and here's Abrahams punching that one ahead, trying to get around Schwartz. Schwartz with a good turn to find 𝗀𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗃 right on the near half wall. Recollected by Itai Ben-Tov. Skates well through his own end. Left side, 𝗀𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗃, the drop for Sheriff. He shoots one through his screen and wide of the post. Falk. His shot was muffled by Halpert. Comes back to Falk, and he backhands this one to the near wall where it's controlled by Jerusalem one more time. Still behind the net by 𝗀𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗃. Had Sheriff out in front, couldn't get the pass there. Then 𝗵𝗃𝗃 gets back to break it all up. 𝗕ᗏ𝗺𝗏 now goes to work, tries to dipsy doodle around Nathaniel Schwartz, but Schwartz stayed right with him and forced to clear. Pass was fanned on by Michel, but he got it to 𝗵𝗃𝗃. 𝗵𝗃𝗃 catches up this one with Halpert with him. 𝗵𝗃𝗃 gets around the defense, but tries to throw it out in front for 𝗕ᗏ𝗺𝗏, but it was taken away by Falk. Excuse me, that's Halpert applying the defensive pressure now. Levy in his own end, the 40-year-old out of Quebec, turned that one over nearly behind the net. Comes out in front for Gross. Gross stood up by 𝗵𝗃𝗃, and then it goes over the line. Sharon brought it back in offside.
Ben, I would say so far today, Haifa's the team that showed up ready to play. Jerusalem has good chances, but as we see, Haifa is the one that's first on the forward check. They go in hard. They make the Jerusalem defense cause turnovers. I think they're ready to battle. They're looking for their first win. It might come tonight.
Nearly 4 minutes into this hockey game, and Haifa, nearly all the shots on goal against Jonathan Resinger, and you wonder if they have the emergency goaltender in place tonight. Justin 𝗵𝗺 probably playing a little bit for their goaltender tonight more than in previous nights.
I believe this is his first full game starting tonight, so we'll see what he's capable of tonight.
Faceoff going to come to the left of Jonathan Resinger. And it's 𝗵𝗵𝗺 stepping in for that one. Faceoff controlled by the Capitals. Comes around the boards to 𝗵𝗵𝗆. Halpert on his backhand, couldn't pick it up. Now it's 𝗵𝗆, the drop for 𝗧𝗲, he shoots! Oh, that was Saunders on the left side of the goal. Couldn't put it home. Comes to Resinger, and he's able to cover up. Bad turnover again in the slap by Jerusalem.
They just haven't seemed to get anything going so far. It's still a long game, though. They'll figure it out. I can speak for Hlone last game. It took us 1 period to really get firing, so sometimes it happens. You don't show up on time, that doesn't mean the entire game will go like that.
Of course, for our viewers who are not aware, Richie, you play for the Hlone Vipers, defenseman for them. Great game on Monday night against HC Netanya. Schwartz threw one down low, looking for Parasol. Couldn't deflect that one on goal. Comes to the opposite corner. Saunders a shot from the far wall, drifted wide. Comes back now for Schwartz. Greenberg applying the pressure, couldn't get it around Schwartz. So Itai bent over, recollect for the Mariners. Sends this one all the way in. Icing waved off. They are going to call it back, actually. It looked like Schnetzer had an opportunity to play that puck, but still the referee calling it icing. We're going to see that on the replay. Schnetzer looked like he lifted his stick at the blue line. Normally the referees, if they see that, they'll wave off the icing because they figure the player could have played it instead of getting an easy face-off all the way down to the opposite end, but that time the referee giving Jerusalem the benefit of the doubt. Here's 𝗬𝗀𝗇𝗃 stepping in for an offensive zone face-off. He wins it. 𝗵𝗺 walks back to the point, looking for a lane. Finds 𝗬𝗺𝗇𝗃. 𝗬𝗺𝗃 with time and space. That's not a good thing. Oh, here he goes. Oh, he rang one off the pipe. Comes back to 𝗬𝗺𝗃. He waits, he steps, sends one out in front for Netta Halpert, and he couldn't deflect it on goal. Way too much time and space for 𝗬𝗺𝗃 in front of the net. Zisterman right back in. Threw one off the stick of 𝗵𝗺. And now 𝗵𝗺 collects on the other side. That's a great chance back there for 𝗬𝗺𝗃 as Abrahams tries to bring it around 𝗵𝗆. But 𝗵𝗆 broke it up, and now it comes onto the stick of Nathaniel Schwartz. Here comes Schwartz moving well. He's a good offensive defenseman. Schwartz still with it. Comes all the way back to the point now for Vinograd. Sends one down low. It's Falk. Harassed by 𝗵𝗺. Threw one to the front. It was broken up by Halpert, and he sends Netta Halpert on his way. As Isaac 𝗵𝗺 turning back in his own end, trying to get away from the pressure. Now it's sent ahead to Gelbart. Gelbart with a shot and a save by Duplantis.
Well, now we see Jerusalem has woken up a little bit. They had their first time of sustained pressure, and now we have another offensive zone face-off for Jerusalem. Seems like they woke up. Now we got a little more back and forth action.
Face-off controlled now by Jerusalem, and it comes around to 𝗵𝗺. Back to the point where Botball's waiting for it. He throws one slowly to the goal. It got broken up. Now Vinograd collects in the corner for Haifa. 𝗵𝗺 works against Falk, but the younger Falk wins that battle. Of course, 𝗵𝗺, 40 years old from Quebec. Tucker Falk has a bit more legs at only 27 years old. Here comes Haifa the other way up to Falk. Lawson in his skates. He's able to get it down low for Sheriff. Nissan Botball all the way around and out of the zone. Vinograd cross-site speed onto the stick of Golodnitsky. He gets that one in. Looks like it went off his skate, but again, another icing. You saw the Jerusalem coach calling for icing, but it looks like the Haifa player might have gotten a bit of that on his stick. Once again, Jerusalem the benefit of the doubt. play in the first period. 𝗕𝗏𝗺 will pick this one up for Jerusalem. 3 Haifa players converge on him, and now Haifa taking the puck away. It's 𝗬𝗏 lost it in his skates, and now 𝗨𝗏𝗆 will move ahead with it. Here's Gross in with a shot, save 𝗏𝗏𝗄, rebound comes free, 𝗏𝗏𝗄 has to make another save, and another one by Jonathan 𝗏𝗏𝗄, and now he'll get a cover.
Jeremy Gross has been making defense look silly all season with moves like that. There again, he gets another good chance. He has deceptive speed, he gets his feet moving, and good things happen. Didn't convert there, but that won't be his only chance tonight.
Jeremy Gross played IEHL D3 for Vanderbilt University, had 28 goals, 23 assists for 51 points in 61 games in his college career over in North America. As 𝗪𝗏𝗺 sent this one in, and it's clubbed and held by 𝗵𝗆. Saw him score. Big goal. I think that was against you guys against Cologne, where he had a slap shot that just beat the goalie right over the glove. I think it was Max 𝗏𝗆, if I'm not mistaken.
That would be correct. Still won the game, though.
That's what matters in the end. Here's a Neria shot, looking for a deflection in front from 𝗵𝗏𝗆s. Couldn't get there. 6 getting caught up behind the net. Comes away now, and 𝗪𝗁 will try and backhand one out. Kept in the zone, though, by 𝗪𝗺. He shoots one, he scores! 𝗪𝗆 snuck one through the legs of Justin Duplantis, and it's a 1-0 lead for Jerusalem.
𝗪𝗆 making the ACHA proud with that goal.
𝗪𝗆, 18 goals and 17 assists for 35 points in only 9 games played for the Bat Yam Chiefs in 2020-2021. Right there, able to find the 5-hole on his teammate Justin Duplantis and give his team a 1-0 lead. Haifa now controlling off the draw, so it's Haifa with the early offensive pressure, but Jerusalem with the first goal tonight as 𝗏𝗆 goes down to the ice, and then a shot from 𝗕𝗏 is patted aside by 𝗏𝗏𝗄. Sent ahead now. It's controlled by 𝗪𝗏𝗺, turned away quickly, but Jerusalem right back on that puck. Netta 𝗪𝗏𝗺 looking to tip it in. Went ahead of his stick, icing waved off, so Haifa able to recollect. Mower 𝗕𝗏 on his backhand finds 𝗏𝗆. The drop feed for Sharon. Sharon, a backhand towards the goal, was blocked away by Michelle. And here comes 𝗕𝗏𝗺. Has 𝗏𝗵 with him. 𝗏𝗵 waits. 𝗏𝗵 steps in, shoots, he scores! Isaac 𝗏𝗵 went under the blocker, and just like that, it's a 2-0 Jerusalem lead.
Well, that starts with a shot block in front. The point man isn't there because he's expecting the shot to go through. Doesn't. They break it out. 𝗍𝗏𝗆 brings it home.
And if you're the goaltender, you've got to respect the fact that Eliezer 𝗕𝗏𝗺 streaking down the other side of you. So 𝗏𝗵 able to sort of create a deception and find Jerusalem's second goal of the night. It looks like Haifa's going to take a timeout.
Timeout for Haifa Marines.
Well, it'll be interesting how Haifa bounces back from this. On average, they are the youngest and the smallest team, so they're already battling through some adversity. They have good talents, they just need to mesh well together, and a lot of these guys do play with each other throughout the season, but obviously coming up against much more competitive talent in 𝗕𝗏𝗺 and the rest of the Jerusalem bench. It'll be interesting to see how they respond to this.
You mentioned playing together. Many of these players are on the Maccabi Metula team up north in Israel. Got to find their legs. We mentioned in one of our earlier broadcasts, number 22, Amit Vinograd, his grandfather Boris was one of the first Israeli hockey coaches. So an important legacy for this Haifa Mariners team, and right now they find themselves down 2-0. So now we'll see how Haifa responds to Jerusalem's 2 early goals here in this one. as the Capitals controlling from behind their own goal. Onto the stick of 𝗕𝗏𝗺, cross feed, and it comes to 𝗏𝗏𝗺. 𝗏𝗏𝗺 walking in, he shoots one deflected away by 𝗏𝗏𝗺. And now 𝗕𝗏𝗺 drags away from Siegel, sends one down low to 𝗵𝗏. 𝗵𝗏 with Ləvi parked in front. 𝗵𝗏 a turning shot, it was blocked away. Ləvi now spins it back to the point, but it was intercepted by 𝗵𝗃𝗏𝗺. And he springs Jeremy Gross. Gross will chip this one away from 𝗕𝗏𝗺 and force Jerusalem back for it. Failed clear by Michel onto the stick of Schwartz. He drives one that has to be blockered aside by Resinger. Rebound in front, oh, it's bouncing in the crease, and it's punched away by Michel. An innocent looking shot from the far wall off the blocker of Resinger. Now it lands on the back of the net. Haifa still pressing, comes back to the point for Schwartz. He looks, he shoots one, and it was blocked away by Michel without a stick. Siegel back to the point for Schwartz. He sends it across. 𝗏𝗏𝗺 picked off by Ləvi, and he springs 𝗕𝗏𝗺. Jerusalem the quick counter the other way. 𝗕𝗏𝗺 swivels the hips, goes to the outside. Now behind the net. 𝗕𝗏𝗺 looks to wrap one out in front. Duplantis slow to get to the point. This pass over to Stetzer, and he shot one wide. Jeremy Gross quickly the other way. Oh, he almost lost that puck. Able to pick it right back up and spring his man Siegel down the left wing for Haifa. Siegel is shot into the glove of Jonathan Resinger. So some scary moments for Jerusalem. Jonathan Resinger collecting himself there. But the score remains 2-0.
Well, we see Jerusalem getting the chances now because they're working hard on the defensive end. You see Resinger playing without a stick, grabbing one from his defenseman, and that defenseman, just Michel, blocking his shot in front. It's little things like that, gets the puck moving the other way and creates offensive scoring chances.
Off the face-off now, it's 𝗏𝗏𝗺. Goes up the right wing for Vitaly Schwartzman, looking to hit Greenberg in stride. Here's Joshua Greenberg, cuts to the outside, shot one off a Haifa stick and into the opposite corner. Zisterman blocked to the point by Schwartzman. Halpert looking to pick it off. Vinograd, good job coming back to take it away. And now Haifa able to try and start something. Punched away in the neutral zone. Haifa needs to come 200 feet. Saunders, good pressure by Halpert. Keep it in the zone. Back onto the stick of Saunders. And he sends it ahead for Parasol. Parasol, good back check there by Yuval Halpert, and it's a 3-on-2 the other way for Jerusalem. Halpert now to the inside, and he was hit hard by 𝗏𝗏𝗺. Nearly kept in the zone, but here's Zisterman the other way. Zisterman a shot and a save by Resinger.
Good effort by the Jerusalem winger, Josh Greenberg, to come back. Nulled out the 2-on-1, made it a 2-on-2. Easy save for Resinger.
Zisterman had almost no choice but to shoot that puck, and Resinger out at the top of his crease to make what looked like an easy save for him. He'll scoop that puck up instead of clamping down on it, and we'll get another face-off. So you like the way Jerusalem's sort of countered after facing some early pressure.
Like I said, sometimes it just takes a few minutes to wake up when it comes to the game. It's hard, especially with a season when we play so much every week. It's hard to play 45 minutes continuous straight. Sometimes you have a couple minutes off, but they've woken up. Now you have the lead.
This is Jerusalem's second game of the week. They played on Sunday. Had 2 games last week. Most of the teams only had 2 games. Tel Aviv only had 1 game to start last week, so they're going to be pretty busy this week. They're playing in our second game against leading Netanya. Now shot from the wing by Maor Sheriff is gloved and held by Resinger. Really like the way Resinger's bounced back from a couple tough starts to the season. He fell down 10-3 against Netanya, then another loss against Cologne. But a good win on Sunday, bouncing back against the HC Tel Aviv, and now his team's in the driver's seat 2-0. Back to the point now for Vinograd. He shoots one on goal, blocked away. Rebound from Falk, another save from Resinger. Pass ahead intended for Ləvi, was behind the defense. Picked off by Vinograd. He sends it across to Golodnitsky. Golodnitsky, a shot, hit the arm of Resinger. Ləvi hoists this one ahead. 𝗵𝗏 couldn't jump up and reach it. So it's back back in Haifa possession, and they send this one all the way down. 𝗏𝗁 all the way around, intended for 𝗵𝗏𝗺 off the stick of 𝗬𝗏𝒃, and now on to 𝗧𝗵𝗺 stick. He sends it ahead for 𝗵𝗏𝗃. 𝗵𝗏𝗃 a backhand shot, stopped by 𝗵𝗏𝗺. The rebound from 𝗧𝗵𝗺 also kicked aside. Vinograd goes off the wall, and a good bounce for Haifa puts it in the neutral zone. 𝗵𝗏𝗃 having trouble with it, turning away from 𝗏𝗁, and then Gross. Then he's able to hoist that one to the opposite corner. Haifa looking to outlet this one. Comes all the way back to the neutral zone, where now it's 𝗕𝗏 having trouble with that puck. 𝗧𝗲 nearly forced the turnover. Comes into the neutral zone off a Jerusalem clear, and now Haifa right back on it. 𝗧𝗲 getting around of 𝗫𝗏, but not Halpert. Haifa holds on to possession. Schwartz looking to go back to the point for Gross, but it was picked off, and here's Schwartzman the other way. Schwartzman, the drop pass over. Oh, and Halpert hit the post.
Well, we see even though Jerusalem's still getting chances and they're knocking on the door, Haifa's still not quitting on it. They're still hard on the forecheck, and they're getting back on D. It'll be a good game all the way until the final whistle.
Jerusalem employing a bend but not break strategy in this one. Able to keep Haifa off the score sheet, playing good team defense and a great transition game, especially led by Eliezer 𝗬𝗵𝗺. He can move those wheels and get out of the zone quickly. Face-off will come now to 𝗵𝗺𝗺's left. Goes back to the point for Gelbart. Over to 𝗵𝗎𝗃, floats one, a goal blocked on its way. The rebound from Schwartzman went wide. Comes out to Schwartzman in the far corner. He sends one down low to Halpert, but in comes 𝗪𝗺 to pick it off. Can't clear though, Schwartzman a good keep. Schwartzman looks to center it out in front. No option, so he'll curl back, and Halpert comes behind the net to help him out. Centering feed out in front for Greenberg, intercepted by Bentov, and he moves ahead. 3-on-2 the other way for Haifa. Greenberg back to even the numbers. Good play by 𝗵𝗎𝗃 stepping up to force the turnover. Now Jerusalem looking for a way out. Schwartz with a good keep. He throws it cross ice. No one there to collect for his team. So Jerusalem right back on it as they make some changes. Greenberg, long pass ahead for Vitaly Schwartzman. Good play by 𝗪𝗺 stepping up on him at the line. Forces Jerusalem to come all the way back. 𝗬𝗵𝗺, good play to get away, and now finds 𝗵𝗏𝗺 and then Abrahams. Abrahams down right wing. He shoots one, and a save is made by 𝗵𝗺𝗺. There you see that transition game again. Just two passes to get out of the zone. A yellow brick road for Jerusalem right through the neutral zone, and an easy shot and a save by Justin 𝗵𝗺𝗺. Comes back to 𝗧𝗵𝗺 in the slot, sends it over for Halpert, and a pad save by 𝗵𝗺𝗺. Here's 𝗏𝗁 quickly the other way for Haifa. Falk's shot is blocked away by 𝗵𝗏𝗺. Sheriff regathers in the neutral zone, and now it's Vinograd. Gets around Halpert. Vinograd, a shot, and gloved away by Reisinger. Vinograd gets it back to the point towards Golodnitsky, has a little bit of trouble handling it. He'll hoist that one to the corner. 𝗏𝗁 meets it, sends one out in front. Pad saved by Reisinger. Sheriff out in front, sitting in the crease, still can't be covered. Comes back to the point. Sharon a shot, deflected wide. Sheriff on his backhand, wheeling one towards the front toward Golodnitsky. He couldn't get a stick on it, but now a whistle as the net comes off. Perhaps the best chance of the night for Haifa.
Haifa's still looking, even though 2 seconds left in the period, they're not quitting.
Good chances all around so far for Haifa. We've been saying it throughout this first period. Just unable to beat Jonathan Reisinger. He didn't look like it in his first 2 games of the season, but he's really settled in starting on Sunday. And he's been rock solid so far in this one for the Jerusalem Capitals. One last face-off in this first period controlled by Haifa. They send it in on goal, and it's clubbed and held by Rezhinger. As we head to the short break with Jerusalem leading this one 2-0. We'll be back in about a minute for period 2 here from One Ice Arena. Welcome back to One Ice Arena for the second period between the Jerusalem Capitals and the Haifa Mariners. Jerusalem leading this one 2-0, looking for their second win of the season. Haifa still looking for their first. And a win would be big for Haifa. We're only about 3 games in, but standings already significant. There's only 10 games per team. So a win tonight for Haifa would tie them with Jerusalem in the standings. Again, only 4 teams make the playoffs of the 6 currently competing in this IEHL season. 𝗀𝗏 walking in for Haifa. He shoots one that's patted aside by Rezhinger. He picks up his own rebound. Comes from behind the net and back down low for Falk. Up top to Sheriff. He loads one on goal. Tipped on goal, and a save is made by Rezhinger. Schwartz right back in. He shoots one that has to be sticked aside by Rezhinger again. Falk up top to Schwartz, and he shot it wide. He didn't get all of it. Sheriff wheels one back down low. Comes now for Spivak for Jerusalem. He can't control. 𝗀𝗏 looking to regain possession for the Mariners. Gets tied up in the corner. Sheriff looking to dig it out. Falk comes in to help, but then 𝗕𝗏𝗺 strips it away for Jerusalem, and here he comes. Eliezer 𝗕𝗏𝗺 with Levy breaking to the net. 𝗕𝗏𝗺 cuts to the outside, now behind the net. Looking for a lane in front. Cuts to the slot. 𝗕𝗏𝗺 now curls away, still with possession. He's taken down, and there's going to be a penalty. All the way over for Levy. Levy steps, shoots one, and it's blocked away by Schwartz. Eliezer 𝗕𝗏𝗺 putting on a show here tonight, but still can't find the back of the net. That was a beautiful play. Penalty's going to be for a trip. It's going to go against Maor Sheriff.
This isn't what Haifa needed right now. They had momentum on that forecheck on that last shift. Now they go on the PK, where Jerusalem has some big guns out there in Abrahams and Abneri and Spivak. And Greenberg is known to score as well. It's a huge kill for Haifa.
𝗕𝗏𝗺, though, on the bench for now as Jerusalem goes to the first man advantage for either team of the night. But here's Haifa shorthanded. It's 𝗔 getting around Abneri. He shoots one wide of the post. He goes hard into the wall. No penalty. The Haifa bench wanted one, but it looked like a clean infraction. So Jerusalem brings it right back in. Here's Abrahams. Dips around Sharon. Sends it back to the point for Spivak. Has Abneri to his right. Said he goes down low for Abrahams. Abrahams in the corner. Has some time. Gets it back for Spivak. Spivak pressured by Saunders. Gets it back to Abrahams. Abrahams steps, shoots, and a save by 𝗵𝗺𝗺. No rebound. Early pressure from Jerusalem on their power play. And now what is, I guess, effectively the first unit for Jerusalem comes out. It's 𝗕𝗏𝗺, Schwartzman, and Halpert. Levy and Spivak monitoring the points. But Haifa controls the face-off, and they clear it all the way down. Rezhinger pads it aside. 𝗬𝗏 hopes 𝗵𝗵𝗃 would wait for that puck behind the net. He has to curl back for it. Just over a minute to go on the power play. 𝗕𝗏𝗺 picks this one up. Wheels turning. 𝗕𝗏𝗺 goes behind the net. Has a lane. Oh! And coming back to block it away was Sharon. 𝗵𝗏 sends one down low. Schwartzman picks it up on the other side. Back to the point for 𝗕𝗏𝗺. Has 𝗵𝗵𝗃 at the point. Touches to Schwartzman. Cuts to the middle and is blocked away. 𝗕𝗏𝗺 holds the point. Trying to dangle around Bentov. Good strength by 𝗕𝗏𝗺, and he sends it over to 𝗬𝗏. Back down low to 𝗕𝗏𝗺, but he didn't see the puck coming. He throws Vinograd into the corner. Puck comes free, and Haifa gets another clear.
Big kill by Haifa. Very good kill, penalty killing.
17 seconds left on it. 𝗵𝗵𝗃 right back in. Trying to get around Falk. Good strength to the outside. 𝗵𝗵𝗃 now behind the net. Sends one out in front, looking for Abrahams to come get it. But a good clear there, I believe, by Tucker Falk, and now Maor Sheriff stepping out of the box for the Mariners. We play 5-a-side with 11:38 to go in the second period. 𝗵𝗆𝗆 chips this one ahead. Taken right back by Schwartz. He throws one off the wall, but couldn't catch up to that one on the other side of the blue line. And it's chipped into the bench for a face-off.
Nathaniel Schwartz is out of Kent State, recently graduated ACHA D1 program. He's been monumental for Haifa, and that last pinch to keep the puck in the zone is an excellent thing. He has great defensive instincts, and he's been a difference maker on the back end for Haifa.
If you remember our first broadcast of the season, we were with Shea Spanier, and Shea referred to Nathaniel, his teammate at Kent State, as his own personal 𝗫𝗁 We saw how 𝗫𝗁 defended Connor McDavid over in the NHL playoffs, so that's very high praise for the Haifa defenseman. We see him step up on the rush a lot, monitoring that power play, quarterbacking it, I should say. He's been a terrific addition to this Haifa Mariners back end.
And that all comes with his junior experience. He's played all over. Most recently, before he went to college, he played in the 𝗀𝗄, which is the Greater Ontario Junior Hockey League, which is a very good junior B league in Canada. And a lot of good players have come out of that league. He's no exception.
Extended discussion now at the scorer's table. And it looks like Nathaniel Schwartz is going to head to the penalty box. The play ended with the puck ending up in Haifa's bench. Are they going to call delay of game on this? Now the NHL rule is if the puck goes over the glass behind the bench, that's a penalty for delay of game. But we saw the puck ended up in Haifa's bench. Nathaniel Schwartz looks confused as he walked to the bench. But Jerusalem, after all that, is going to go back to the power play.
Ben, I can't lie, I'm just as confused as Haifa's bench is right now.
It comes now to Isaac Levy. He sends it over for 𝗵𝗵𝗃. Left side, 𝗕𝗏𝗺 curls away from Gross. Down low to Halpert. Coming in to pick that one up is Bentov, and a good early clear for Haifa on the penalty kill. 𝗵𝗵𝗃 trying to get around Gross. Good speed to the outside. The drop pass for 𝗕𝗏𝗺. He kicked that one, looking to go back to himself, and now he's able to manhandle Amit Bentov in his own end. Pick this one up in stride and bring it into the offensive zone. 𝗕𝗏𝗺 to the outside. Drop for Levy. Back to 𝗕𝗏𝗺 in the corner. Now out top to 𝗬𝗏. 𝗬𝗏 with a good battle going on in front of the net. Over to 𝗵𝗵𝗃. Greenberg a shot and a good pad save by 𝗵𝗆𝗺. 𝗕𝗏𝗺 curls in on the near wall. Over to 𝗬𝗏. Back to 𝗕𝗏𝗺. Looks for a lane. Instead goes to 𝗬𝗏. Back to 𝗕𝗏𝗺. He curls back to the point, trying to create some space for himself. Drags to the outside. 𝗕𝗏𝗺 sends one out in front, looking for Greenberg. It was picked off and cleared by Amit Bentov. 37 seconds left on the power play. Good pass ahead by Resinger onto the stick of 𝗵𝗵𝗃. 𝗵𝗵𝗃 steps, shoots, pad save in the crease. A backhand shot from Abrahams. In the air, it's sent wide. This one's going to be called back on a high stick. rule being if you touch that puck over your shoulders with your stick, it's not a penalty. There's the high sticking penalty and there's the high sticking infraction. That time we have the high sticking infraction. Just the stick making contact with the puck over the shoulders. Haifa one more time off the draw. They'll get the clear. Michelle trying to keep it away from Sheriff. Abneri hustling back to start a rush for Jerusalem. 𝗀𝗏𝗄𝗧 kept in the zone by Sheriff, or so we thought. The referees called that one back on an offside. .12 seconds remaining in the 𝗓𝗏𝗄𝗧 penalty. Abneri in his own end to Michelle. Cross-ice feed to Abrahams. Picks this one up in the offensive zone. Cuts to the middle and a glove save by 𝗬𝗵𝗺. It's a good glove save.
And I just want to give a quick shout out to Justin 𝗬𝗵𝗺 coming in for Haifa. Being an emergency backup goalie is a difficult task in its own right. It's even more difficult when you never played with a team before, but he stepped up to the occasion, deceiving him in this.
I'd argue it's even harder when you have to play against the team whose roster you're on.
I absolutely agree with that, yes.
𝗬𝗵𝗺 limiting his own team to 2 goals as 𝗕𝗏𝗺 picks this one up in the slot, but he couldn't control it. The other way, it's 𝗧𝗲 for Haifa. Nikita 𝗧𝗲 moves to the outside, sends one out in front, looking for Saunders sitting in the crease, the slot, taken by Levy, and he springs 𝗕𝗏𝗺. 𝗕𝗏𝗺 in over the line. Drags to the outside, pass out in front, and I think 𝗬𝗵𝗺's got a piece of that one. Now it's 𝗧𝗲 for Haifa, has 3 men to beat. Gets around Schnetzer. Schnetzer had Spivak next. For the Canadian forward coming back. And now Jerusalem trying to spring 𝗕𝗏𝗺. Picks this one up near the net. Sharon pinning 𝗕𝗏𝗺 to the wall. That frees the puck for 𝗓𝗏𝗄𝗧, at least momentarily. Good back check by Jerusalem. Haifa able to clear the zone. Nathaniel Norris up ahead, collected onto the stick of 𝗓𝗏𝗄𝗧. Sharon is backhand, able to get it in. Schnetzer gets it around before checking Jerusalem player. And now it's onto the stick of Falk for Haifa to the outside. Drop for Sheriff, he shoots, and it went wide of 𝗏𝗏𝗄𝗧 off a stick. 𝗀𝗏𝗄𝗧 down low for Falk. Falk curls it back for Sheriff. Sends it out in front. I believe that was 𝗀𝗏𝗄𝗧. He couldn't get it, but Bentov threw it on goal and a save by 𝗏𝗏𝗄𝗧. Minutes and 58 seconds left to play in this second period. Glad you're joining us from One Ice Arena outside Netanya. Bentov steps and shoots one, and that's blocked. Picked up in the slot by Sheriff, trying to throw one on goal, and 𝗏𝗏𝗄𝗧 has to make a save.
We see it with the Jerusalem defense, especially on that one. They're willing to lay out for shots and block one for the team. 𝗏𝗏𝗄𝗧 is a good goalie, and he'll probably see it on his own right, but it's just that extra gear of battling, winning the puck back, that's making the difference right now.
You see on that play, 2 layers of defense, first by Vitaly Schmarzman coming up to block the initial shot, and then the defenseman laying out for the second one. Good team defense so far in this one from Jerusalem. Definitely a change from what we saw from them in the first week of the season, playing much better tonight against Haifa. Tucker Falk has 𝗀𝗏𝗄𝗧 in the slot. He shoots one, and it's blocked just wide of 𝗏𝗏𝗄𝗧. Falk right back on it. Back to the point now. Schwartz steps, shoots. Oh, and it deflects just wide of the post. Falk again trying to get it back to the point. Vitaly Schmarzman came in to pick it off. Schmarzman looking for a penalty. He thought the player hit his hand. But now Haifa walking in offside.
Well, we see that Jerusalem has Elazar Sherbatov, and they have their first line, but Haifa's first line's no slouch in Tucker Falk, 𝗏𝗏𝗄𝗧, and the Bentov brothers. they've shown they can handle any other top line in this league, and that last shift is an example of it. Always maintaining pressure, and they almost got a goal out of it.
Some of them are out on the ice right now. 𝗵𝗃𝗀𝗃𝗵, 𝗧𝗲 and Jeremy Gross, the forwards, on the ice for Haifa off this neutral zone face-off. Gross a shot, goes wide and rings around the board. Siegel trying to get it back to the point. Vinaigrette a shot, a good pad save by 𝗏𝗏 coming out to put that one along the half wall. Jerusalem having trouble with that clear. Comes out to Sharon. Now Vinaigrette will try and bring it back in. Siegel on his back end, trying to get around 𝗕𝗏𝗺. But a good play by 𝗵𝗃𝗀𝗃 to force the turnover. 𝗵𝗃𝗀𝗃 behind the net to Gross. Has Sharon at the point. Sharon steps and shoots, and that one deflected wide. Siegel out in front for Gross, going down on one knee for that one-timer, but he mistimed it. Here's Sharon to 𝗵𝗃𝗀𝗃. Evades the check of Avneri. And now 𝗕𝗏𝗃𝗀𝗃 trying to get around Gross, but Gross with a good play to pick off the puck. But back came 𝗕𝗏𝗃𝗀𝗃 to steal it away. And now a 4-on-2 for Jerusalem. 𝗕𝗏𝗃𝗀𝗃 trying to come to the middle, but a good play by Schwartz to stay right with him every step of the way. Now Jeremy Gross the other way for Haifa. Gross drags, he shoots one, and it went high and hit the protective netting.
Well, as the second period winds down now, that's when heavy legs step in. Both teams are just trying to make it to intermission at this point. As the legs get heavy, play starts to break down, set plays don't work, guys aren't in position. We'll start to see more odd man rushes, and we'll see which team can convert. Both teams are just playing for survival right now.
Haifa had a couple good chances on that last offensive pressure. A couple deflections, but none of them able to get on goal. And Jonathan Resinger holding on to a 2-0 lead for his team. 𝗏𝗏 leads one ahead for 𝗵𝗏𝗃. 𝗵𝗏𝗃 goes to get in the corner. Schwartz meets him there and pins him to the wall. Puck comes free, and 𝗏𝗏 a little more time than he probably should have. Now comes out in front. Chance for 𝗵𝗏𝗃 to backhand one on goal, and successful. Haifa moving the other way. Here's Parasol. Puck got behind him, so Jerusalem quickly the other way. 𝗏𝗏 will send that one in cross corner. 𝗵𝗃𝗀𝗃 back to get it for Haifa. Lead pass ahead onto the stick of Jacob Saunders. Haifa able to get that one in deep. Poke ball back for it. Turns it over to 𝗵𝗃𝗀𝗃 behind the net. 𝗵𝗃𝗀𝗃 turns, shoots, pad save, sitting in the crease. They jam away at it, still sitting there. And Resinger a couple more saves, and finally the cover from goaltender Jonathan Resinger. Jonathan Resinger is standing tall, holding his post and making a couple good saves on that one. A good job by Schwartz calming his teammate down. But it looks like we're going to have a penalty against Yuval Halpert.
Yeah, after the play, him and Nikita Zisterman got into it a little bit. I think Zisterman didn't like getting hit after the play or just getting trucked in front of the net. He let him know. Yuval continued to instigate, and now we have Jerusalem on the penalty kill.
Also a very mature play we mentioned by Nathaniel Schwartz, taking his man away, recognizing that the penalty was coming, and putting his team on to what is now a crucial power play with the Mariners down 2-0. Here's Schwartz bobbling that puck, picking it up on the near wall. Schwartz, backhand feed down low onto the stick of Golenitzky. Out up top, Falk sends one to the side of the net where Sheriff bobbled it, but he'll control and send it behind the goal. Has 𝗵𝗃𝗀𝗃 at the point. Back down low for Sheriff. Sheriff in his skates, turns it over. Here's Levy. Saucer pass ahead for 𝗕𝗏𝗃𝗀𝗃. 𝗕𝗏𝗃𝗀𝗃 shorthanded. Tries to cut to the other side, but a play by Tucker Falk to break it up. Sheriff back in for Haifa. On his backhand, trying to cut back to the forehand, but a good play by number 3, Henrik Gelbart, staying with it. Haifa regains control though. Back to the point for Schwartz. He walks, he shoots off the stick of 𝗕𝗏𝗺. Falk sends one down to the side of the goal for 𝗂𝗏. It was taken away by 𝗵𝗏, and he clears. 46 seconds left on the Yuval Halpert penalty. Both teams make changes. Here's 𝗬𝗏. Trying to get around 𝗵𝗏, curls quickly. Has a man out in front, it's 𝗂𝗏. Instead, Siegel steps, shoots one over the blocker of Jonathan Resinger and into the protective netting.
Well, this is Haifa's first power play of the game. Obviously, they haven't really gotten things worked out so far. They haven't had a good rhythm. They've been mostly kept to the outside with not very many dangerous chances. Let's see if the second power play unit can make something happen here.
𝗬𝗏, Jeremy Gross, and 𝗵𝗏 the forwards. Sharon and Vinograd the defense. Sharon has to collect this one in neutral ice. Back to Vinograd, but here's Netta Halpert applying the pressure. Haifa able to regain control with 12 seconds left on the power play. 𝗵𝗏 gets away from 𝗧𝗏𝗺 forechecking. Gross punches it back. Good pressure there, put on by 𝗧𝗏𝗺 and Halpert on the penalty kill, but now it's brought in. Shot by Siegel, hit the mask of Resinger and went into the protective netting. Another strong save from Jonathan Resinger.
And good penalty kill by Jerusalem all around. Like I said, Haifa didn't have much going there. They couldn't get anything set up because of the high pressure Jerusalem plays on the penalty kill, and they killed it off. Still have the lead, looking good going at the end of the second period.
2:47 left in the second period. Haifa went down 2-0, but so far a scoreless second period here in One Ice Arena. Nikita Zisterman off the faceoff, gets back to 𝗵𝗏. Shot! Another one off the mask. He had Saunders sitting right at the point. Couldn't get the stick loose and send one on goal. So the other way, it's 𝗵𝗏. Shoots one behind the net. Picking it up is 𝗏𝗏. Back to the point for Schnetzer, but he bobbled it. Here's Zisterman the other way for Haifa. Zisterman tries to go to the outside. Zisterman picks it up, shoots one, and a save by Resinger. Good play by Zisterman to get around to Daniel Norris.
He's one of the youngest players in this league, so it's impressive that he can make a move on a grown defenseman like that. He's got a bright future in this sport.
Nathan Norris, 38 years old. He is Israeli. He last played for Maccabi Metula in 2018-2019, had 4 points in 10 games played that season. There he is controlling the puck for Jerusalem, gets it ahead to 𝗵𝗏. The drop pass for Halpert, couldn't control it. So Haifa will regain possession in their own end. Schwartz turns it over to Halpert, couldn't control that hard pass. So Haifa will go get it in their own zone now. Sent all the way ahead, onto the stick of Schnetzer. He tries to send one ahead, it lands on the stick of Vitaly Schwartzman. Moves one through center. Sends 𝗵𝗏 in after it. 𝗵𝗏 turns away from the pressure of Tucker Falk, but Schwartz stays with him. Forces the turnover behind the net. Falk around to 𝗂𝗏. He curls back looking for a way out. Schwartzman applying the pressure on Schwartz. Schwartz having a lot of trouble getting this out. Schwartzman shoots one off the pad of Duplantis, and it sticks to him.
I think that breakdown of the play is, again, just another example. End of the period, everyone's huffing wind, everyone's got long. Everyone's short on breath. Just got to make it to the last 90 seconds of the period. Everyone gets a regroup while they resurface the ice, come out strong for the third period.
That's a wise play from, I believe that was Yuval Halpert recognizing the tired defense and putting on a great, that was Vitaly Schwartzman putting on a great forecheck there for the Jerusalem Capitals. They get the clear all the way down. Resinger way out of his goal to play it. Sends it ahead for Gelbart. Looking for 𝗕𝗏𝗺 down right wing, and he finds him. 𝗕𝗏𝗺 cuts to the middle. He shoots one, and a good pad save by Duplantis. Halpert. Greenberg. Schwartzman up ahead. 𝗕𝗏𝗺. Throws away from Gross with 55 seconds left in the period. Looks like he stepped out of the zone there. Almost turns it over to 𝗵𝗏. But now 𝗵𝗏 will catch up to this one. Gelbart, though, gets there first. Good stick check to keep it away from the Haifa forward. Back to 𝗕𝗏𝗺 now. Drop pass for 𝗧𝗲𝗺 and a glove save by 𝗕𝘂𝗺𝗄𝗵𝗵.
Once again, 𝗕𝘂𝗺𝗄𝗵 getting the call up almost a few hours before game time. He showed up ready to play. That's another nice flash of the leather to keep his team in it.
It's a good save also. A set play by 𝗬𝘂𝗫𝗫𝗺 recognizing 𝗧𝗲𝗺 had time and space, and he unloaded that one. And a great glove save by the goaltender 𝗕𝘂𝗺𝗄𝗵. Out of Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. An entrepreneur. He is the director of business development at the Bioinformatics CRO, graduate of Louisiana State University. Able to cover that puck up again.
Guy's pretty smart. He already has a PhD. Currently working on his master's.
It's great hockey sense too. Abraham's turned this one back to the point, trying to backhand one down for Alpert. Instead is collected by Schwartz. He springs Sheriff ahead, but the puck was over his stick, so he'll have to reach this one in the corner. Michel almost put a big hit on the much smaller 𝗪𝘂𝗫. The two exchange words in front of the goal. Nearly a turnover to 𝗪𝘂𝗫 getting back into the slot. Jerusalem gets it clear as the clock winds down on this second period. Jerusalem holding on to a 2-0 lead as Abrahams and Sheriff having some words towards the end of the period. As we're going to step out between the second and third periods, Jerusalem still leads this one 2-0. We'll be back in 15 minutes for the third.
Control. 𝗬𝗏 trying to get in front there, create some space. Goes again, trying to make this move. Cleared away. And Blake got a fast break. Where is he? Backhand. Oh! Almost scored a backhand. Saved by Kreiner. Little help from his teammate there. But that was almost the goal to end all goals as Janello tries to make his move and is picked. And now we have 𝗂𝗏 now countering on their right wing. Just a little move, quick shot, saved by Kreiner and cleared by Tel Aviv. Fischbacher way out of his goal, clears it across. Not the time, and finds his man up. Oh! Thought he was going to be able to make a move. Oh, here we go. Janello could end it. And Janello ends it. Janello ends it. Goal! Janello, hero of the night.
Huh?
grabs the book, you can assault the guy, you get one game. And Phil has a point, like, all right, so say next year I bring 5 of the toughest guys I've ever played hockey with. I tell him, go jump 11 this game. And then next game I tell him to go jump 30. You know, like, they'll only get one game. Doesn't matter, they'll send the next game anyway and be back. So, like, I think you gotta, obviously they want players to play, right? You gotta have it where, like, the guys can come here and feel comfortable playing. Like, Levin's not the best example of it because he's kind of big, but he made a point. He, like, said to his friends, like, I don't want to play this guy with the ball. Like, if you're setting a precedent that, and say you're a guy watching, like, I'm used to a vacation playing hockey, and say you play whatever remotely, and then you see that, and you're like, well, exactly. So, like, just like there's a lot that, I guess the best way to say it is, like, it's
Welcome back to One Ice Arena. I'm Ben Baruch, joined by my broadcast partner Richie Hayward, getting set for the third period between Jerusalem and Haifa. Jerusalem still leading 3-0. See the Haifa bench getting into it as we're getting set to start the period. The question being, does Haifa have a rally in them? They've got 15 minutes to find 2 goals. Goloditsky off the face-off. Backhands one ahead for Sheriff. Sheriff drags to the inside. He shoots one and a save by Rezhinger. Rebound for Falk. The backhand goes wide. Spivak looking to clear, kept in the zone by Schwartz. He sends ones down low. Taken away by Michelle, only momentarily. Goloditsky pops out in front, shoots one off the pad of Rezhinger. Looking forward in the crease, still loose, and then the whistle blows. Some early pressure there for Haifa.
Jerusalem came out slow. Now we have a face-off in their zone. Jonathan Rezhinger once again bailing his team out. Justin Michelle clearing the net. Time to regroup, get ready for another period.
Haifa controlling off the draw. It's Goloditsky, a shot through traffic off the pad. Comes back to Rezhinger. And another save. Another shot by Haifa off the faceoff. That time it was Falk right off the draw, and it went wide of Rezhinger. Halpert sends this one back in. Sends 𝗖𝗵 Bentov in after it. The Mariners move up the other way. 4-on-3 over the line. Bentov steps to the inside, couldn't get around the defenseman. Then a shot is muffled in front. Halpert down on the ice, comes back to the point now. Vinograd couldn't control it at the point, so he'll have to get it in the neutral zone. Good job by Vinograd to stay away from the Jerusalem forecheckers. He walks into the zone and shoots one off the blocker of Rezhinger. Haifa looking for a clear. Gross, good job keeping it in at the blue line. Gross goes behind the net, looking for a pass out in front. He finds Vinograd. He steps and shoots one that's deflected up high. 𝗵𝗵𝗆 Bentov down low for Siegel. Back to Bentov near wall. Curls away from Greenberg, then to Siegel. Siegel back to the point for Bentov. Throws one to the corner where Gross can get it. Gross now behind the net. Spins one out in front. Sharona shot, deflected wide, comes out into the crease. Siegel tried to throw one on goal. A good defensive play by Henrik Gelbart to force the cover by Jonathan Rezhinger.
Jerusalem seems to have come slow out of this period again. They say there's a 2-goal lead is the most dangerous lead in hockey, and that there's a reason for that. You get complacent, things are going your way, and then when things start not to, it's tough to get momentum back. And now we see right now they haven't been able to get out of their zone the first 2 minutes of the period.
Here comes Jerusalem, the lead pass for Spivak. He'll have to race after this one in the corner. Levy on his backhand finds 𝗫𝗫. Cuts to the backhand. He shoots one over the glove of 𝗵𝗫𝗫. Haifa able to clear the zone, and the first good chance of the period by the Capitals. And here's Spivak right back in with 𝗫𝗫 flying to the goal. 𝗫𝗫 waits, drop for Levy. He shoots one, and a pad save by 𝗵𝗫𝗫, and he'll get the cover.
This 𝗫𝗫𝗫, Levy, and Spivak line has been instrumental for Jerusalem tonight. It's an interesting line. Both 𝗫𝗫𝗫 and Levy are from Montreal, while Spivak's from Toronto. And they say the Canadians like their hockey. Spivak still plays men's senior A in Toronto, which is full of ex-major junior and college players. Even though he doesn't play full-time anymore, he's still around very good competition all year long.
You mentioned 𝗫𝗫𝗫. He's one of 3 players in the IEHL to play in the Canadian Hockey League. As we mentioned many times, the best junior hockey league over in Canada. He played in the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League, one of 3 divisions of the larger Canadian Hockey League. Played with the Montreal Juniors, and the big 𝗀𝗏 Drakkar had 45 points in 120 games. As here's 𝗵𝗺 in the circle. Drop pass for 𝗕𝗁, able to keep that one away from 𝗕𝗫. 𝗕𝗁 shoves his man. And then Haifa able to clear the zone. 𝗬𝗀𝗽𝗪 able to get that one right back in, and he'll go off on a change.
𝗕𝗁's an interesting player. He actually played goalie during his junior career and played 1 year in Sweden. And it was good junior. He played junior A in Canada as a goalie, had a few college looks. Unfortunately, ankle injuries ended his career as a goalie, and he decided, why not try playing out? And here we are now.
Interesting stuff on 𝗬𝗀𝗪. Those ankles, once they go as a goalie, it's very hard to get in your butterfly and make those saves that goaltenders are making nowadays. A little bit easier playing either forward or defense. It's a steal now in the neutral zone by 𝗧𝗏𝗺, trying to chip one around Schwartz. 𝗧𝗏𝗺 out in front for 𝗕𝗏𝗺, couldn't get a shot on. Comes back to 𝗧𝗏𝗺 now, centering feet out in front, and 𝗵𝗺 couldn't put it home. 𝗕𝗏𝗺 right back on it for the Capitals. At the point, he spins away from an oncoming Jackson, sends it over to 𝗏𝗏𝗺. 𝗏𝗏𝗺 from the side of the rink shot it wide. Back over, steps and shooting is 𝗕𝗏𝗺, and a save by Duplantis. Jerusalem celebrating a goal that didn't see the puck go in. My apologies, I thought Duplantis made that save. It's hard, yeah, it's hard to see from our side of the ice. It's wedged on the side of the post in behind Duplantis. So 𝗕𝗏𝗺 extending the lead for the Jerusalem Capitals. It's 3-0. Here's 𝗧𝗏𝗺. 𝗧𝗏𝗺, behind the net. Ridden off by Sharon and collected by Vinograd. Vinograd sends that one out of the zone, and it's Nikita Zisterman for Haifa. Couldn't get around the defenseman Gelbart. Comes right back onto the stick of Eliezer 𝗕𝗏𝗺. Saucer pass across the ice to 𝗏𝗏𝗺. Missed everybody. And now it's turned over to 𝗧𝗏𝗺, but a good play by 𝗪𝗁 getting back. And he springs his man Zisterman on his way. Good play by 𝗵𝗏𝗺 with the stick to break it up, but the follow-up by Saunders got it to the corner. Taken right back by Jerusalem, and they start a rush up ice. 𝗧𝗏𝗺 half slaps one to the corner. 𝗵𝗏𝗺 in after it, turning away from Schwartz. 𝗵𝗺 couldn't catch up to that puck, but he rides off 𝗪𝗁. Haifa bench wanted a penalty. Zisterman getting into it with 𝗵𝗺, and then 𝗵𝗏𝗺 sends, I believe that's Nathaniel Schwartz down to the ice. There's going to be a penalty for interference as Norris touches the puck.
Yeah, we had a little bit of a battle at the blue line. Everything's clean there. And then 𝗵𝗏𝗺 just comes down with a cross-check on Schwartz, and now Haifa's going to another power play. 𝗵𝗏𝗺 doesn't like the call, but you can't convince a ref he's wrong.
You could call that one either interference or cross-checking. Caught Schwartz off guard in a vulnerable position in the middle of the ice without the puck. An easy call for the referee. And Haifa goes back to the power play. 0 for 2 so far tonight. 𝗕𝗫𝗺 up top to Schwartz. 𝗕𝗏𝗺 was creeping in from the neutral zone, tried to pick that one off. Now Jerusalem gets it clear, and here's 𝗕𝗏𝗺. He'll race after this one shorthanded. As Abrahams going to the goal. 𝗕𝗏𝗺 waits in the circle, feeds one out in front, gets it back. He shoots one. Oh, what a save by Duplantis. Falling, he got it with the glove.
Once again, I was seeing praise for Duplantis. He's in a tough situation right now, coming in as an emergency backup on a few hours' notice, but he's done everything Haifa could ask for him and more. He's keeping them in this game.
Haifa recontrols on the power play. It's Schwartz sending one over to Golodnitsky. Down low to Bentov. Out in front to Falk, and he shot one. I think Resinger got a piece of it. Golodnitsky on his backhand all the way over for Bentov. Bentov back to the point. Schwartz with a shot and a save by Resinger, and he holds. And now 𝗵𝗁 getting into it with Golodnitsky. 𝗵𝗵's joining the fun. 𝗵𝗵's drops his gloves. And here we go! 𝗵𝗵's and 𝗕𝗵. They're throwing howitzers, big right by both combatants, and then 𝗵𝗵's throws 𝗕𝗵 to the ice. Some big rights in that battle. Normally when one player drops his gloves, the referee goes right over to stop him, as 𝗵𝗵 waves to the camera as he goes to the bench. Good clean fight by two willing combatants, and that's a heavyweight fight. 𝗵𝗵's lands some great rights in there.
Well, that all starts with 𝗏𝗏 trying to clear the net. Haifa player didn't like it, and then we see pushing and shoving. Nothing wrong with it. Two willing combatants. That's hockey sometimes.
Maor 𝗕𝗵, 20 years old, out of Yavne here in Israel, has 37 goals, 22 assists for 59 points in 64 games played for the Rishon Devils, excuse me. He spent his 2016-17 season playing D2 and D3 hockey over in Finland. And on the other side of that fight, you had Max 𝗵𝗵's. He actually works for the Ottawa Senators organization back in Canada, works for their minor league affiliate, the Belleville Senators, doing analytics for them. Lives here in Israel, near Jerusalem, and commutes a long way to play hockey. Every day he plays here in one ice. Both students of this game getting into a great fight here in the third period. Off the face-off, Haifa controls. Sharon lost it in his skates, and here's Vitaly Schwartzman the other way. Trying to dangle around Vinograd. Vinograd stuck with him and forced him off the puck. Good play by Vinograd to get it away. Gross back down behind his net to Vinograd with 43 seconds left on the Michael Spivak penalty. Here's Gross in over the line. Feed back to the point for Sharon. Now Siegel. Schwartz calling for it at the point. Instead comes to Bentov. Siegel lost it on a stick check by Halpert, and then Schwartzman gets the clear. Sharon left side to Bentov. Sharon picks this puck back up and sends it down low for Bentov. Around to Siegel. Siegel bobbled the puck. Sends it down low. Bentov out in front looking for Gross, and it went away. Now Levy trying to spring Spivak out of the box. 𝗕𝗏 creeping towards the goal. Spivak hit hard by Sharon. There is no penalty. Neither arm of the referee going up. Looks like Sharon got his stick in the wrong spot. Levy now has to wait for his man to come back over the line. But they're going to say Levy did bring it in prematurely. Here you're going to see the hit again from Sharon. That hit was dangerously close to the boards.
Yeah, whenever you go through the numbers like that, it's just not a good or clean hit. Obviously, it's situational with hits like that, but you can see he pushes right through the numbers. That is a missed call, but
Referee was close by, but no call made. It's a tough angle for the referee to be in the corner. You kind of like see the side of the player's body, so you can't really see from our angle as we can that he hit him in the numbers. As Bento brings one in, sending it in front for Falk, but the puck wouldn't get to his stick. Halpert racing after this one. Gets around Saunders, and Halpert is hooked by Nathaniel Schwartz, and there's going to be a penalty. A penalty shot. Halpert was deemed to be behind the play enough for the referee to give him a penalty shot. It's a close judgment call when the referee has to call for a penalty shot, as now 𝗵𝗺 is actually down along the net. His Jerusalem teammates coming to his aid, but 𝗵𝗺 is able to get up on his own power and shake this one off, and now has to face a penalty shot against Yuval Halpert.
𝗵𝗆 has always had that deceptive speed. This past season, he spent his season with the 𝗕 University, also IEHL, just like myself and the Kent State boys on Haifa played. He had a very good rookie season, and he's a celebrity around Israeli hockey. Let's see if he can convert here.
Here comes 𝗵𝗺 one-on-one against Duplantis. He scores! What a wrist shot by Yuval 𝗵𝗺. And on the penalty shot, he extends the lead to 4-0.
Well, that's just a no-nonsense penalty shot. He comes in, he reads that Duplantis isn't quite out of his crease and giving up a little bit of glove, just decides to rip it home. Duplantis can't reach it. Now it's 4-0 Jerusalem.
That's a perfectly placed shot by Yuval 𝗵𝗺, right between the pad and the glove.
And now if you're Haifa, one of my favorite sayings is big-time players make big-time plays. They're down by 4. Game may seem out of reach, but we've seen crazier things happen in hockey. Let's see if any of their players can make something happen and take over the game.
Here's Nathaniel Schwartz going to the work. You mentioned big-time player as he shoots one through a maze of bodies and it gets blocked. But now the other way comes Jerusalem. Here's Levy. Hands off for 𝗕𝗏𝗺. 𝗕𝗏𝗺 stops, cuts to the middle. 𝗕𝗏𝗺 trying to make some magic, and he rings one off the pipe. The other way
That's at least the third crossbar Jerusalem has had this game.
Luckily, they were up 4-0 this time when 𝗕𝗏𝗺 rang the chimes. Here we're going to see it again. A beautiful play over the blue line. Again, we mentioned the transition of Jerusalem, and that one just hit the bar clean.
It seems we have a little bit of a discussion on where the face-off will be. I believe it was about to be called icing until 𝗏𝗂𝗎 left his net to play the puck, and you wave off icing at that stage. So I believe it's just going to go outside.
The referee pointing to center ice. Normally when you have a mistaken call by the referee, especially on an icing, they'll put the face-off at center ice, and indeed that's what's going to happen right here. And we play on. 𝗬𝗏𝗺, a shot went wide. Vinograd able to recollect for the Mariners. 𝗵𝗏𝗆 in over the line. Has Siegel with him. The shot to the outside. And a follow-up chance by Gross, and it's patted aside. Back to the point now for Sharon. Has Vinograd on his right. Siegel down low for Gross. He'll chip this one, or at least he tried to, away from Shlomo Mizrahi. Getting some playing time with his team. Up 4-0. Now 𝗕𝗏𝗺 with 𝗬𝗏𝗺. 𝗬𝗏𝗺 cuts to the middle. He shoots one, and a good pad save by Duplantis. The follow-up for Avneri. He shot one off the stick of Sharon. Now a turnover behind the net. Here's 𝗕𝗏𝗺 on his backhand feet out in front for 𝗬𝗏𝗺, and a save by Duplantis, and he's able to find the puck and get it covered.
I think experience and familiarity is what is bringing Jerusalem along with the lead here. Many of the guys on this team for Jerusalem play on the Israeli national team, and some have been playing with each other for over a decade, so it's a familiarity thing. Haifa also has been playing together, but they're on the younger side. It's all about learning because many of them are still just teenagers. Not to say they won't get there eventually, but obviously it just comes with development and learning as you go.
𝗵𝗺, a veteran play to tip that one in to avoid an icing. Michel trying to step around Saunders. Saunders strong on his puck. Able to send it ahead for 𝗵𝗏𝗆. And now Falk one-on-one. He lost the puck, and 𝗵𝗺 comes to send it the other way. Michel beat into that puck by Nathaniel Schwartz. Schwartz shoots one, and a good pad save. The follow-up shot is also stopped by 𝗏𝗏𝗄, and then Schwartz lifting the net off its moorings, heading hard towards the crossbar.
I sung my praises about Justin Duplantis already, but I also want to give out a shout out to Jonathan Resinger. He's not a big goalie. He's only about 5'9" or 5'10", which is considered small for the average goaltender. But the way he battles and the way he gets to loose pucks and he has the urgency to get to his spots and fight for the puck, it makes a difference. That's why he's got the shutout, knock on wood, and he continues to keep Jerusalem in it.
You're lucky 𝗪𝗏𝗺 isn't in the box. He would have given you a hard time for saying the S word. Here's Spivak in over the blue line. He gets around Vinograd, trying to center one out in front, but a good play by Parasol to stay with him. Now back to the point, it's Norris. He steps into one, and another save by 𝗵𝗺𝗺𝗃. He left a rebound for a second, but then he's able to cover. Off the face-off, Jerusalem controls in the offensive zone. 𝗬𝗏𝗃 turns it over. 𝗵𝗏𝗃 tries to get on his horse. 𝗵𝗏𝗃 hustling back. 𝗵𝗏𝗃 shrugs off the defenseman, but a great play by 𝗵𝗏𝗃 to stay with him all the way and not take a penalty.
Excellent back check by 𝗵𝗏𝗃 on that to take away the breakaway.
Here is 𝗵𝗏𝗃 sending one ahead for 𝗏𝗏𝗺 and then 𝗬𝗏𝗃. 𝗬𝗏𝗃 will send this one in around Schwartz and head in after it. But Saunders sends it back to his goaltender, who'll get the cover up. So even up 4-0. 𝗵𝗏𝗃 playing terrific defense and holding on to a 4-0 lead. 3:43 left in the third period. Stay with us at the conclusion of this game for Tel Aviv against first place HC Netanya. Netanya looking to be the first team this season to improve to 5-0. Shot from the point by Mizrahi is gloved and held by 𝗵𝗺𝗺𝗃. Mizrahi, he plays in a rock band, and if you look at the Jerusalem Capitals jerseys, his band Shem is one of the team sponsors. Here's 𝗕𝗏𝗺 out in front for Schwartzman. I didn't know if 𝗵𝗺𝗺𝗃's got a piece of that one. Sends it around now for 𝗕𝗏𝗺. Ducks away from 𝗵𝗏𝗺. Trying to cut to the middle. 𝗕𝗏𝗺𝗺 strong on his stick. Finds Schwartzman, who shoots one off the pad. And now a centering feed out in front for 𝗕𝗏𝗺𝗺. Can't get a stick on it. Still working for it in the slot. Turns and shoots. And a good play by Saunders to block it away. The other way comes Amit 𝗵𝗏𝗺. One-on-one against 𝗑vneri. 𝗵𝗏𝗺 goes behind the net. Has his brother 𝗬𝗽 up top. Back to the point for Schwartz. Amit in the circle shoots one. 𝗏 out of his crease to make the save. 𝗬𝗽 now trying to feed one out in front. Taken away by Mizrahi. Then the clearing attempt gets all the way to the far blue line. Vinograd right back in, and as his team makes changes. Vinograd a shot, patted aside. Picks it up in the corner. Tried to throw it back to the point, but no one was there. Now a pass ahead to 𝗏𝗏𝗺, stopped by Golodnitsky. And then the other way comes Gross. Gross with a shot and a block by Michel. Golodnitsky around to Norris. Out in front for Siegel, and his shot was stuffed. The follow-up by Sharon trying to get around 𝗏𝗏𝗺. It came back to 𝗏𝗏𝗺 off the block, and he has Schwartzman cherry-picking at the blue line. Able to kick it in. Went right back into possession of the Mariners. Siegel brings it ahead. The drop feed for Gross. Gets around 𝗏𝗏𝗺. Centering feed out in front. Intended for Siegel. Came to Golodnitsky. Neither could get a shot on goal. Now 𝗵𝗏𝗃 moves in 3-on-2. With both 𝗏𝗏𝗺s. 𝗵𝗏 a shot, and it glanced off the side of the net. Haifa the other way. Golodnitsky. 1:38 to go in the third period. He's thrown into the wall hard by Gelbart. Centering feed out in front was bouncy. Now it comes back to Saunders. His shot is stopped. The follow-up chance by Gross. He couldn't get a stick on it. Right back the other way. Here comes Jerusalem on a 3-on-2. 𝗵𝗏𝗺𝗺𝗃 a shot deflected wide by his own teammate 𝗵𝗏𝗃. Schwartz gets around 𝗵𝗏𝗺𝗺𝗃. Walks into the zone. Odd man rush, 3-on-2. Siegel a shot, whistled wide of the post. Now 𝗵𝗏𝗃 with 𝗬𝗏 on a 2-on-1. 𝗕𝗏𝗺𝗃 makes it 3-on-1. 𝗕𝗏𝗺𝗃 gets it over. A shot, oh! And there's 𝗵𝗺𝗺𝗃 stacking the pads. And the net comes off.
𝗵𝗺𝗺𝗃 plays that old school style of goalie, stacking the pads. It happens in the NHL every now and then, but it's very common, just a butterfly slide over. I'm glad we get a little bit of vintage goalie action right there with stacking the pads and making the save.
Able to get over quickly. He's got those old Vaughn pads on from the early 2010s and pulling at the retro stop there for the Haifa Mariners. Though his team down 4-0 with 45 seconds left in this one. And we saw from the beginning Haifa had the pressure, but really the story in this game has been 𝗂𝗏𝗃 Rezhinger.
Absolutely, and just the Jerusalem defense in general. Like I said earlier, blocking shots and being quick on defense is instrumental to winning the puck back. Just like as we see right now, getting in as 𝗏𝗏 makes a play. But with the block shots they have and getting out of the zone quick, another great save by Rezhinger, has made the difference so far for Jerusalem. Just getting back on defense, bringing on breakout passes, and here they go the other way.
One more chance for Jerusalem. Here's Spivak shooting one off the pad. Rebound chance, they score! Isaac Levy puts in another one for Jerusalem, and it's 5-0. But yeah, you mentioned on the other end of the ice, 𝗂𝗏𝗃 Rezhinger making a couple saves at the end of this game. He wants that shutout badly, and I think with 5 seconds, I think I'm allowed to say the S word.
And that's what I mean when I go back to saying about the urgency and always wanting to battle. The best goalies that separate, especially at his age, the best way to separate goalies is who has that urgency and who doesn't, to get to loose pucks, to get to the spot to make a save. Some goalies have it, some goalies don't. Rezhinger definitely has it.
And like you've been emphasizing all game, absolutely no shame for Justin Duplantis playing goal against his own team, giving up 5 goals in what looks like another loss for Haifa. So they're going to fall to 0-4 on the season, while Jerusalem, after going down 0-2 to start the year, 2 straight wins against Tel Aviv, and now Haifa give them a 2-2 record, moving a little bit up higher in the standings as this game comes to a close from One Ice Arena. For my broadcast partner, Richie Hayward, I'm Ben Baruch saying good night. Stay with us for HC Tel Aviv against HC Netanya in about 15 minutes right here on the Israel National Hockey Society YouTube channel.
Tonight's IEHL broadcast is brought to you by Ponke FPV Drone Video, Pro Edge's Skate Sharpen, Hockey Central Shop in Krefeld, Germany, Transport Regent, Canada's finest moving company for over 20 years, and 𝗃𝗏𝗃𝗏 photography store in Tel Aviv.